Hello dear friends, Fisher here. It's time for Bruno's teaching. And Bruno said, the body is a complete work, from which every person ought to draw the lesson that God has put his handiwork in our body, from which we can then recognize how great and powerful God is. Yes, dear friends, our whole life experience here on earth is to learn the lesson, what lesson God has ordained us to learn. The lesson can be big or small, dear friends. The smallest lesson we can learn, and I used to learn. And then once I saw a friend, and she was drinking water in front of me, and suddenly she coughed. And I said to her, please do not drink water and do your thinking at the same time. And she was surprised. She asked me, how do you know? I said to her, I experienced that. I choke on water because I was drinking and thinking at the same time. So I learned the lesson not to drink and think at the same time. As what Bruno said, the body can only do one thing at a time. It either go left or go right. So that is a little lesson I learned. There's many small lessons I learn each single day, dear friends. If I chop veggies and I accidentally cut myself, and I know I should focus on doing my task, which is chopping the veggies, with my full attention, with my full concentration, instead of letting myself, my thought, be driven to somewhere else. That is my lesson to learn, dear friends. And there are bigger lessons to learn, which is we involve more cost and more price I paid. I wasn't very carefully in driving after I got my driver license, and I was driving arrogantly. In a rainy day, I was driving a very humble Hyundai, an old second-hand car, but I was arrogant. I thought I could overtake a BMW, outspeed it, and you know what's happened, dear friend? I lost control of my car, and I ended up hitting a big tree on the right side of the road. Bang! But lucky, I didn't get hurt much. Lucky, the big tree stopped me from going downhill. Otherwise, I would have lost my life. That was in my younger days, dear friends. That was a big lesson for me to learn. And I learned to be humble. I learned not to compete when I drive. I learned I need to drive peacefully if I do want to live another 40 years. As we say, pride comes before a fall. Yes, dear friends, that is the big lesson I learned. You see, our body tells us so much information, dear friends. If we overeat, we'll start to get heartburn, we'll start to get reflux. The body tells us immediately, almost, what thing we have done wrong. If I do not eat for a long period of time, if I fast, my body will become very hungry. So it tells me that I need to ingest food. The body needs energy. There is all these bigger or smaller lessons to learn, dear friends. That's what we're here for. We're here to learn our lessons. We're here for self-realization. And our body is a beautiful God's-given divine gift. Because we have our body, the physical body, so many lessons we can learn immediately. Like when we touch something hot and then we get burned, it is very painful, and then we learn immediately how should we handle a hot thing. Without the body, the lesson cannot be learned very easily. So our body is mere a reflection of what we do. Like a wall, you hit your tennis ball on the wall, it comes back to you. Our body reflects what we do back to us, as long as we're conscious about it. That's why I always avoid taking painkillers, because I want to feel about my body. Even in my younger days, I didn't like pills. If I take the painkillers, the pain goes away, which is my body stops feeling the pain, but the problems are still there. It will get bigger if I keep ignoring the messages my body sends to me. So every message the body sends us is great for us, for our evolvement, for self-realization, that what things has gone wrong and what things has gone right. That's why Bruno always said, pay attention to your body. Dear friends, if we live a conscious life, if we slow down, we slow our mind down, and we pay attention to our body. In contrast, today we are in a busy world. Everybody wants to be fast, and the famous saying of the Chinese is to chop chop, be fast. No, dear friend, I learned we need to be slow, not be inefficient, but be slow in our mind. So that helps me, that helps everyone to stay calm, to stay peaceful. Dear friends, when you want to be calm, the first thing you do, you have to slow down, you have to stop running, and then you start walking. You sit down, you sit there calmly, quietly, peacefully with yourself. Pay attention to your body, and the more we pay attention to our body, dear friends, the more we learn from our body, the more we know about our body, and the more we know about our body, ourselves, and the more we know about God. As what Bruno put it, God's great and powerful handiwork is all in our body, dear friends. The truth is within, not without, and God is always within us, that we carry a divine spark within us, dear friends. So please find it. Find your divine spark and find yourself. I wish you have a good day, and God bless.